to the KDFL Dynasty Football Podcast. We're back for season 6 of the pod, and I am joined, as always, for yet another great season by Mr. Jonathan Detroit Haynes.
Yo, 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 what's up, fellas?
Right. Also joining us, as always, already deep in his studies and ready to go for the season, it is the zenful Matt Smith.
Hey. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Beautiful year.
We are off and running in a brand new 2024 season in the KDFL. The dynasty drafts have happened. The matchups are set. So today we will go over our 2024 power rankings. And for those that remember from last year, a quick recap. We had all 12 teams rank the other 11 teams in the KDFL, 1 through 11. That spit out a number. Lower being better, higher being worse. That gave us new rankings 1 through 12, as well as a bold prediction from each GM of each team of something that they will shock the league with, that one of their roster members will do. So, are we ready to get started? Because this is the mega show. This is always Detroit's most hated show of the year. It goes on and on and on. Oh man, that's what is that? Lamb chop? Yeah. On and on, my friends. You don't even know, do you? That should be right up your wheelhouse, Detroit. All right. Okay. So let us start with team number 12 this year. Oh, Matt, you have something? I feel like you were ready to say something.
No, I had no idea what you were talking about either. That's it.
Lamb chop. People started singing it, not knowing what it was. They'll continue singing it forever just because this is the song that never ends. Everybody else knows what I'm talking about. You too. Goodness gracious. Lamb chop from okay.
From what?
Puppet.
What's it from?
It's a puppet. Lamb chop. It's like a sheep puppet. I guess it's a lamb. Right? Yeah.
I guess we had different childhoods.
PBS? Sure, it was PBS.
I was watching Cool
Stuff. Everyone else knows
TV
what lamb chop is. Everyone else knows.
Already off the rails.
Everyone else knows what lamb chop is, and we have our first preview that's not going to make any sense to anybody how lamb chop made it on. So that's great. All right. Speaking of chop meat, let's talk about the number 12 team in the KDFL 2024 power rankings now. Moving in at number 12, it is the Cross Vegas Gamblers. They had, 1, 2, 3 votes that weren't last place. So they only had 3 votes that weren't last place. Last year, they were ranked, 2023, they were ranked 9th. They come from the division everybody wants to be in, with the Evil Empire, Renegades, and the Sinners. Let's do a little quick breakdown of their draft picks. There's a lot of them, so bear with me here. Bo Nix at 7, Xavier Worthy at 10, A.D. Mitchell at 19, Andre Estime at 21, yikes, Peyton Wilson at 22, Marshawn Lord at 27, Tyler Newman at 28. I think definitely the first DB taken, maybe the only one. Oh, the Brett Steele of the draft, Tyrone Tracy at 35, Jordan Winnington, wide receiver for the Rams at 46, Spencer Rattler, future Saints QB1 at 47, and J.D. Bertrand at 54. Linebacker for the Falcons, who I did not know existed until that pick was made. So feel bad about that. Let's read a couple notes about the Gamblers.
Can we tell the followers how they got pick 7?
Let's see. I'm sure you might know more than the Gamblers know how they got pick 7 at this point. Go ahead. How did they get pick 7?
The Gamblers had pick 10 in this year's draft. I assumed they were trading up for pick 7 based on my pre-analysis of the rankings that I studied for the past 3 months. And they did. They moved up to pick 7 just as I assumed. But as they shocked the entire world, they did not take Drake May. They went with Bo Nix, which could not be a great move based on how Bo Nix looked, and Sean Payton. So they traded up. They traded their 2025 first-round pick, which, according to these rankings, will be pick 1 next year, to
it's a lottery.
The Evil Empire. It's only a lottery if it's close. It's not always a lottery.
Well, it is still a lottery. It just could be protected.
It's very well protected if they are.
It could be protected in the top 3, not the top 1, though.
Yes.
But yes. I don't know. Let's talk about that, because I mean, Bo Nix looked good as well. I feel like a certain other team member loved Drake May and was very vocal about loving Drake May, and we forgot that Bo Nix has looked solid as well in the preseason. Now, I don't think he runs as much as Drake May is going to, which cue that theme because I bet I'm going to Detroit knows. I'm going to keep saying it over and over. He runs, but but I mean, I feel like
the past 2 weeks, the narrative has changed a small amount for Bo Nix, but pre-analysis rankings after the draft and everything, nope. Everybody said Bo Nix should not have been drafted in the top 12 in the NFL. He's nowhere near these other quarterbacks. This is what I've watched the past 2 months. Like, I'm not just making this stuff up.
People are saying it's our first people are saying of the season.
But it is like he was nowhere near these other rankings. But the past 2 weeks, he has done really well in the preseason, and Sean Payton made Drew Brees. Drew Brees was already good as the Chargers, but he made Drew Brees Hall of Famer and all that. So there is potential there, but the thought was never Bo Nix was up there with the other quarterbacks.
It's another one of those instances where someone's having a good camp, and everyone's like, "Oh man, I gotta get this guy." I mean, it's exhibition, it's preseason. We've seen this last year with Stroud, but the other way. You know, he had a really bad one.
Matt also very vocal in that. We just need to mute Matt during the chat because Matt showed that one picture of Stroud looking shell shocked.
My thing is with the gamblers, I don't know. They always reach for quarterbacks. I don't know. Okay. Me personally, I've tried to reach out to this guy and make trades all the time. For whatever reason, we can never work something out. He has a tendency to just give away really good stuff to other people.
I may have been bitter about that too. I kept trying to trade nonstop and could not get a trade made.
He gave away Slam. He gave away CD. He's pretty much going to give away a really good pick to the evil empire. So that just even makes it worse. I don't know. This team, I don't know what this franchise is trying to do. They haven't done anything since they won the title about 5-6 years ago. So
that segues perfectly into my
I was gonna say maybe participate throughout the year, maybe, okay, well, whatever.
I just wanted to talk about pick 7. I was not trying to bash anything else or how he got to pick 7. That was it.
I will. I don't care. I'm not mad. Wait, I'm not even mad at Jeremy for making that deal. I would have made that deal in a heartbeat.
Evil Empire. Yes,
I'm always mad at the Evil Empire, no matter what they do. I don't care if they I understand. Kidney, I'm mad at them.
It's like the Kings. I mean, you have to make that deal if someone offers that to you. So
yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I won't say anything else because I'm gonna it's gonna get awful. Okay.
We got some power rankings here to some notes. Feels like this fall happened so fast. Went from a title to the worst team, and there's not much upper level talent here. Let's see what this one says with the game. Not as bad as I remember last I looked. Really young and will need Bo Nix and Xavier to exceed expectations. Bench very weak, but young. What that even means. Oh, here's one of my favorites. If I could put this team 15th out of 12, I would. They did change their logo and didn't tell anyone. A lot of questions about this team since they won a championship. Not a fan of Worthy either. We believe he is just a speed guy. I love the talking from the team front office perspective. Also, would be in the lottery next year, but already traded that lotto pick. Not good.
Did he change
that? Was not me. Just so everybody knows.
I probably need to say that was not. That was not. Yeah, it was a unanimous vote. That was not. Zim Masters there.
Did he change his logo?
A few good wide receivers. Need these rookie picks to not bust. In Bo, we trust. That was the Zen Masters.
That's what I said. Yeah. So I'm been peaceful to everyone this year.
Yes. Are you ready for the best ending? Then we can move on from the gamblers.
Sure.
All right, everybody. Let's get in the right mood here. We know that the gamblers are a profound fan of poetry. So here we go. I'm try to do this in my best KOC. Or JOC voice, sorry. In Cross Vegas, where the lights shine bright, stands Nick, the gambler's guiding light. On draft night, he's the life of the show. With bold selections, he steals the glow. This year, he took a daring bet, traded the future with no regret. For Bo Nix, a rookie with flair, a gamble few would even dare. His draft class sparkles with youthful might, no longer the doormat, ready to fight. Though the championship's belt's still far away, perhaps this year begins their brighter days. Matt, still yearning for his first championship win, should leave Nick alone and not chime in. For Cross Vegas dreams are burning bright with a long road ahead, but hope in sight. That's beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Tear it up. That was absolutely tremendous.
I really want to know
Terrible.
who said such a thing, but
That was
it
straight
doesn't
from
matter.
the that
We
was
don't get
that
it.
was
Keep
straight from
looking.
the
We're good.
commission's desk. That was straight from the, I have to give him credit. That's
Okay.
an awesome poem. That was
Yeah.
straight from the commission's desk. All right. All right, there's our gamblers. Now, let's move on to the next spot. This one only had 3 last place votes and the rest all 10s. It is our very own co-host here. It is the Nakati Zen Masters. Matt Smith, let's break it down. First, we'll go with last year's rankings. He is the only member to not move in the rankings. It was 2023. He was 11th going into the season. He is the Mike. He is in the Mike and the Crumb Bums division. The Midnight Riders, the Zen Masters, the Mega Powers, and the Kings. Crumb Bugs being 3 of the 4 Dunbar teams in this Dunbar ties in this league. Let's go over these draft picks again. As we get to these lower teams, it would be logical to think that these lower teams have the most draft picks if they're doing anything right. So that does seem to make sense here. And we go through this. This is a who's who of the 2024 rookie class. Number 2, we go Caleb Williams. Number 4, Malik Neighbors. Number 6, Brock Bowers. Number 8, Drake May. Number 16, Jalen Wright. Number 36, Braylon Allen. Number 49, Troy Franklin. Number 53, Malik Washington. Let's go. I'll wait to read the notes, Matt. How are we feeling right now?
I sent this skipper to you earlier, but let me just see if I can post it first, or if I can just show it real fast. I will say, you say bold claims. I don't even think this is necessarily a bold claim. I think we might look back. We might look back at this draft and say this is the greatest draft any team has ever done. Right here.
It's possible. Real quick, I already screwed up. It didn't take me long to screw this up. I have a bold prediction from each GM. I did not do the gamblers. This is actually one of my favorites because for bold predictions go, Daniel Jones wins comeback player of the year and is a top 10 fantasy quarterback. It's not a bad comeback. I love the comeback player of the year candidate. That's the main thing I love right there. He adds neighbors. They added a little bit to the line. I mean, that's a beautiful comeback player of the year candidate for Betty.
And he might have the best wide receiver in the league throwing too.
That's what I was saying. I said that, Herb.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was already thinking about that. But I will say the Zen Masters, I expected to be 12th. I'll happily take 11th. And it sounds like a lot of people voted me 10th. Which is even better than 11th. So
that is true. Facts.
I will say this is me. This is me for 2024 and the future. That is, I have this to look forward to.
Wow.
Compared to like 4 or 5 other teams in the league, I don't even think you have hope. You might as well just quit. Go ponder life. Like there's no point in like I have hope. Some of you really need to go find yourself and find your Zenness like I have done and give everything away and start fresh. Because hope is great. I'll be chill as can be all year knowing that I have hope for the future.
Daniel Jones, I'm sorry to keep meshing back and forth on these. Daniel Jones is 7th on the comeback player of the year odds. Plus 2,000. I really like that bet. Plus 2,000 for him to do anything. Rodgers, Burrow, Cousins, Richardson, Darnold, and Chubb before him. So let's read some notes.
I don't think a lot of people are giving him the.
I mean, but he did it. He did it the first time. Same story. Not much talent here. Feels like the longest rebuild ever. Needs Trevor to take a step and Caleb to be the guy, or we'll see the rebuild number 6. Oh, let's see. Matt, the perpetually disgruntled general manager of the Nakati Zen Masters, seemed to have a knack for something to be angry about. On draft night, his ire was directed at Nick and the commish, fuming over their trades, and especially furious when the commish sniped Trey Benson right from out from under him. 2 guesses on who wrote this. Despite a promising rookie class featuring Caleb, he said Caleb James. Caleb Williams, Malik Neighbors, Brock Bowers, and Drake May. Matt's outlook remains stormy as ever. With no realistic shot at making the playoffs this year, the question is whether Matt can muster some patience and see the bigger picture, or if he'll spend the season venting his frustrations at every turn. We love him. We hate him. Matt's journey this season continues to be as volatile as ever. Some of these I'm reading from.
I have no idea who wrote that.
That could
I
be
got nothing to do
anybody.
with that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
oh, you really don't. That's also from the commission's desk.
Okay.
Big splash in the draft this year. They will get better as the year goes on. Extremely young team will need 7 huge breakouts to win 6 games. Bright future in Nakati, hopefully. I'm afraid to say anything negative about this team because this.
Oh, God, say it all.
No, this is what it says. This
Oh,
is the
yeah.
note. I'm afraid to say negative. It's Detroit for crying out loud. Here I goes. With that being said, wide receivers are awful. When's Trevor going to do anything? I do love the neighbors pick, and Caleb should be good. Detroit hates Trevor Lawrence. He does not. He's not a believer.
I don't hate him. I just think he's average. I don't think he's great. He has definitely not lived up to the hype of him coming out of college. But other than that, I will say whoever said in that notes there for Matt to be patient, that's going to be the key because you got a lot of good young players. Just going to have to be patient with it.
The plan. Can we quick note outside of the rookie draft? I did the genius move of spending all of my fab on one player this year who's going to be a great pickup. I finally have a QB3 on my team, which I have not had for the past 3 years. Sam Darnold is going to be awesome. Everybody pick up Sam Darnold before week 1. If he's out there in free agency, pick him up.
Hey, it might help you later on in the season. If
number 5 in the comeback player of the year. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying if a contender needs a quarterback, he can always turn around and trade it.
Lumberjacks, just saying. Yeah. I don't know.
Boop, boop. Anyway. I like Matt's bold prediction as well, although the logic of it doesn't make much sense. But let's do this bold prediction here. The Zen Masters, I kind of changed it up a little bit how you typed it so it makes more sense on the pod. Yeah. Zen Masters will have a 1 at each offensive skill position, which means a QB 1, a running back 1, a wide receiver 1, and a tight end 1 this season. Yet somehow still finished 12th, which is truly miraculous to have a 1 at 4 different positions. To have a top 12 player at 4 different positions and finish 12th still.
Wow.
That's the plan. That's what's happening.
I will say of all these bottom tier teams, and this is, everybody accuses me. I'm not sucking up. They know that me and Matt exactly don't suck up to each other very often. But of all, like you say, in the hope thing, of all these bottom tier teams, this is the one that obviously has the most upside because of what they just did in this draft. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready for number 3?
Let's go.
Number 10. Number 10. Number 10 is the Podfather himself. I told you wrong when I told you earlier, Detroit. Number 10 is the Podfather himself, Mr. Phil Ruxey, and the Wake Forest Lumberjacks. In 2023, this team was ranked 10th, or 12th. Sorry, this team was ranked 12th. Now they're number 10, so moving up 2 spots after that great draft they had last year. They are in the mid division. So I think we've had a team from each division so far. We have. That's actually pretty cool. The mid division featuring the Dobermans, the River Rats, and the Wampus Cats. Let's go over their draft picks. Only 4 picks in this draft, and didn't start till pick 31. Kamini Vidal, Theo Johnson, tight end for the Giants at 45. Vidal was 31. At 55, he does Isaac Garindo, the Niners running back. And pick 60, he goes with Dylan Labe, the Raiders rookie running back. So looking at the Lumberjacks, big question. Who's throwing the football in Wake Forest? What do we guys have to say about the Lumberjacks?
Well, you covered it. Their last year's draft was, I think, is the best in the history of our league. So they've got a lot to build on, but the quarterback situation is just brutal. He made that trade for Bryce Young. I traded him. But if that's what you're going in as your only quarterback, you're going to be hurting. I don't care how many skill players you got. So, but I mean, if they can get another quarterback or so, I mean, they're not bad. Granted, they are ranked 10th in the league.
I ranked them 8th, including myself at 12th. So I guess people did rank me second to last. People only ranked 11 teams.
Right.
I was wondering if you were going to catch that, but it's fine. You were like, whoa.
Whatever.
They love me.
Lumberjacks. Well, I ranked them as 8th team, including myself, so 8 out of 12. Could move well up if they traded for Sam Darnold. Best possible draft you had in 2023. Team still missing some pieces to really compete. without the Darnold trade, destined for runner-up to the biggest loser trophy.
Yeah.
Yes, we will
Well,
figure this out. God, we have to figure that out. I ranked them 8th as well. It seems like their highest was 8th though, and it was about half the league ranked them at 8th. And there's an 11 in there, and then a few 9s.
11. Gee, who is this
11
hater?
is-
Because I mean, they are so based on my analysis, my deep analysis I'm looking
Yes.
at, they are number 1 in running back contender rank, and they're number 1 in tight end contender rank. So they're not awful. They did draft some really
No.
good players last year. They need that quarterback. They desperately need that quarterback. We'll see if he makes the trade or not. But
Hey, Lumberjacks, Geno Smith. There
Yep.
you go. Come, give me a holler.
Will upset some teams as he has guys that can go boom or bust. Desperately needs Bryce not to suck. Defense needs to work. Phil made waves with the legendary 2023 rookie draft. They instantly infused his team with young talent and hope for the future. Riding high on that success, Phil surprised everyone by showing up in person for the 2024 draft, camera in hand, capturing the moment while blinding the competition with his relentless flash. But the question remains, will his newly minted young core be enough to propel the Lumberjacks into playoff contention, or are they still a few years away from truly chopping down the rest of the league? Let's see what else we have. It's the same narrative. Lots of young talent. QB is a big concern. Austin Eckler is just not good anymore. This team is probably not 8th, but for the time's sake, we're sticking with it. Oh, okay. You already read the could move up well trade for Sam Darnold. Lumberjacks.
What's his bold prediction?
All right. I've teased this one because this is the one that takes the cake. I tried to talk him off this ledge. He even promised to do a public statement if he ends up being right on the pod. I was going to make a shirt and everything, do a public statement. Bryce Young, top 5 fantasy quarterback in 2024. That laugh's going to get replayed if it happens to be correct.
What? No chance.
There's no
Just the captain. Bold, you say? Ah.
Cue up the no chance music.
Hey,
No
that
chance.
means Jonathan Mingo is going to have a hell of a year.
It is
So
true.
I'm ready for it.
I said, you sure you don't want to say QB1? I'll even meet you in the middle of top 10. Nope.
Wow. I mean,
I got back. I said what I said. If I,
I mean,
can't
that's
even hit me
bold.
with the did
That's
I
bold.
stutter? It is bold. We asked for bold predictions. We did ask for bold
Yeah.
predictions.
wow.
All right.
You go.
Okay. Next up, coming in at number 9. They were ranked number 10 going into last season. It is our other podcast host here, Sir Jonathan Detroit Haynes, and I guess Keith Schongar as well with the Elk View River Rats. Looking at the
That's right.
division, they are in the mid division. Let's take a look at their draft
I wouldn't
picks
even
here.
I wouldn't even call our franchise mid.
It's mid.
That's-
Pick 3, Jaden Daniels. 14, Keon Coleman. 26, a homer pick of Dallas Turner. You can see Keith already corrupting his influence by picking the Vikings defensive end at 26. 29, the sniping of me, Jermaine Burton, wide receiver Bengals. 52, the Busted Encouragement Award, another sniping of me, Trevin Wallace. And pick 56, the Reds take Devontae Walker, wide receiver for the Ravens. So Detroit, how are we feeling about the state of the River Rats?
I feel better this year than I did last year. I'll give you that. Well, at the end of last year. Because at the beginning of last year, I thought I had 3 solid picks at the top of the draft. And only one of those are still on my team.
Oh, let's revisit. Oh, crap, man. I meant to do this. Let's look at this real quick. What do these players have in common? Bryce Young, Quentin Johnston, Tajay Spears, right? No?
Yeah.
Do you still have
He's on
Tajay
the
Spears?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
still
Okay,
has
you
them.
do?
Yep.
Okay. Drew Sanders? Nope. He
A.T.
gone.
Perry.
A.T. Perry? Nope. He gone. Recent release.
Gone.
Darnell Washington you still have, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you still have Jalen Carter. This is a record for the number of draft picks to not be on the team the following year. You have like 4 cuts out of 8 picks.
And this is why I
Or
brought
cut
in
your trades.
someone from the outside to help me out with this franchise. Hey, it's all right, people. When you can't get something done, it's all right to ask for help.
Ask for some
So-
help. Reach out.
Yeah.
Watch out.
But yeah, I like where this franchise is going. We were ecstatic with our draft because we had players written down where we thought we were going to, that we were targeting at each position or at each draft pick. And every single one we got. The only one we were between Coleman and McConkey for that pick number 14. We were going to go McConkey. Yeah, and we got sniped. But we were happy with Coleman because that was our B plan. So I like it. I mean, I think Jaden Daniels is going to be really good in the league. I like Coleman, and I love when we sniped you. So,
with Burton?
Yeah, with Burton. So
I do like Burton a lot. It's like the most known thing ever that T. Higgins is gone after this year.
Right.
Consequently, we'll get into this later, but I love T. Higgins this year for that reason. And I think Burton could step into that second spot. That's the hope, anyway.
And I love that we have Love and Daniels as our fantasy quarterbacks now. That should be a pretty good.
Do have a great young duo of quarterbacks if Jaden Daniels pans out.
If we can get anything out of Spears, I think Singletary is going to be decent this year. Still holding on to that guy. But
Singletary.
We got Ingram as our tight end. He's a top 5 tight end. So
we just threw that out there like it was fact. We just tossed top 5 out there like it was a known fact.
He was number 2.
I mean, he was. He had a good season. I repeated him.
So we'll see. I mean,
what is that, Matt? What is the Bengals number 2? What are you hitting at? Is it a Zen Master?
Is Andre Yoshi from Japan.
I knew it. What team is he on right now?
I picked him up last year.
I knew it when you said that.
Japanese. Japan will dominate this year. I'm not lying, though. Jermaine Burton did good in the preseason, but with all the backups, because Yoshi was out with the starters.
Yoshi.
I'm just saying. He's a sleeper this year. He's only owned in like 1% of leagues.
I mean, you took him at pick 29. My general feeling is like, I know it's 29, but anything outside the top 30 is your start throwing.
But I will say Jermaine Burton is getting a lot of attention this year when he is not the wide receiver 3 on the Bengals right now. It is this 24-year-old from Japan, Andre Yoshivosh. Yoshi Voss.
But he won't be.
There is almost
for long.
There is almost no chance Matt's pronouncing that correctly.
No, I looked it up. Yoshi Voss, according to Wikipedia, because people call him Yoshi. So
I get it.
And Japan, all that. Yeah, watch out for Yoshi. From here.
All right, Brett.
Yoshi hit number 2. Let's see. What was said about your team? Yoshi's hit number 2. It's going to be the most confusing with Lamb Chop and Yoshi coming at them fast. It's going to be tremendous. Detroit, the embattled coach of the River Rats, has long been haunted by a history of missteps, both in trades and drafts, leaving the team without a single playoff victory in the KDFL. That is truly still so incredible. Known as the Black Cloud for his relentless negativity, Detroit, desperate for a change. In a bold move, he hired a new co-GM, Keith, in hopes of finally turning around the franchise. But the question looms, can Keith steer the River Rats in the right direction, or will Detroit's dark influence pull him into the same cycle of frustration? Receiving the Busted Award for encouragement may be a small sign that brighter days could be ahead, with Jaden Daniels poised to potentially become the superstar the team desperately needs. The River Rats are at a crossroads. Will this be the year they break free from their playoff curse, or is this another season of disappointment inevitable? The pressure is on, and all eyes are on Detroit and Keith as they attempted to rewrite this team's fate. Let's see what else we have here. This one doesn't even have one. That's awesome. Oh, there it is. We are just biased here. Oh, that's what's up. We are biased here. They have 4 lines, so starting that just makes them higher in the rankings. Gibbs is an absolute stud, and if he's healthy all year, will be a top 3 back. And he has a co-owner now that helps with some issues. Let's see. Rebuilding team needs the rookies to produce. Reds needs a lot of breakouts to compete. Really young with a lot of potential. I mean, that's the narrative, right? I mean, we're still in the rebuilding section of the breakdown. Love and Daniels are a good start. All his wide receivers have to rise up. Shout out Falcons. First Falcons shout out. Do you remember your own bold prediction?
Who, me?
Yes.
I give you like 4 of them. But yeah,
I went with the Bills one.
Keon Coleman, everybody, will finish with 10 touchdowns this year. 10 plus.
Book it.
Put it down.
All right. Let's keep it going. Coming in at number 8, This is tied for our biggest fall from grace. This man was ranked number 4 in 2023. It is, and it's actually pretty shocking as well. It is the 2023 runner-up in the title game, the St. Albans Sinners.
Nice.
St. Albans Sinners.
That's what I picked them. Was 8.
Let's see. You picked them at 8, and this is, oddly enough, the reason for the name of the division. This is the division that everybody wants to be in with the Evil Empire, Renegades, and Gamblers. Let's look at their draft picks. This is quite incredible. At pick 11, they pick J.J. McCarthy. At pick 50, they pick Joe Milton. Oof. And at pick 63, they pick Pass. They did not make a pick at 63. So with those 3 selections, it was pointed out to me that his selections will not play a single snap of real football in 2024, which is truly incredible to have a draft where none of your draft picks ever see the field. Joe Milton is the only chance. If Joe Milton's on the field, something's going horribly wrong. All right, let's look at these breakdowns.
Wow.
Yes, let's look at these. Anything on the Sinners before I read? I mean, this is quite the fall for grace. A little bit older. Still hasn't really addressed the youth, the age problem that they have, and now they are, of course, 1 year older.
He's like one of those. He's like one of those teams that are always contending, so he's kind of always trading his picks to try to get a player, like a veteran. And I think it's starting to on him now. It's starting to catch up. So that's what happens when you don't get any good draft picks. So, okay. I mean, even the Evil Empire gets high draft picks.
No, we'll get to that draft in a little while. Goodness gracious. Yeah, no. Let's see. This is the classic championship runner-up that doesn't make the playoff scenario. We see play out all the time. The lack of just one good fantasy quarterback will be this team's downfall. Don't see a whole lot of depth on this team. Let's see. LJ, the resilient GM of the St. Albans Sinners, has led his team on the brink of glory time and time again, only to watch the championship slip through their fingers. With back-to-back losses in the final and the KDFL record 4 total runner-up finishes, including 2016 to yours truly here.
Tom Savage.
The Sinners, what? Yeah. Tom Savage. The Sinners have become the epitome of heartbreak. As the season unfolds, it appears that their championship window may finally be closed. All eyes are on the Sinners as the team seems poised for a major rebuild next year, centered around promising talent J.J. McCarthy. This season, the Sinners are strong candidates to enter fire sale mode and trade at the deadline, signaling the end of an era and the start of a new chapter for a franchise desperate to capture the gold for the first time since 2015. Matt, do we have anything on the Sinners?
I hated on this team every week last year.
You did? I remember that now.
Championship game, apparently, and the hate will continue. I have puke QBs, questionable running backs, older but good wide receivers. I ranked them 9th. Not sure what the plan is for this team. Should probably do a full rebuild. Ranked 9 seems a little too nice in my view.
I need you to spell it out. Your emojis. Poop face, followed by comma, barf face, questionable.
So the worst team, I gave 3 poop faces. The second worst, I gave 2 poop faces, and the Sinners, I gave 1 poop face. Everybody else, I did not.
You slowly worked our way out.
The Sinners, that's probably my least like team. Just looking at the roster, and they're.
I mean, who is the quarterback? Is the quarterback's not who I think it is? Hold on.
Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
And Gardner. What are we talking about? Are you?
I mean, it's not gonna be that bad.
I traded him Russell Wilson like 3 years ago, and the guy hasn't done shit since then. Like
Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson.
I know he's in Pittsburgh now.
Gardner. His 3 quarterbacks might not combine for 30 points. You can't be
excited about it, even if they do produce. You can't be excited. Yeah.
All right.
It's a rough team.
Quite the fall from grace. And I think that was the second one it fell for, right? I believe the Gamblers fell for as well. The Gamblers only fell 3, I want to say. Let me get this back up here. Yeah, the Gamblers only fell 3. So there's another team. Are we done on the Sinners? Oh, they're bowl prediction. Yeah. This is the probably the safest of the bowl predictions, but I do like it. Terry McLaurin, top 10 fantasy wide receiver this year. He's kind of one of those that have just always been there. So if we look at old Scary Terry real quick, I'm using this. if I can. Look at old Scary Terry. Let's look at his finishes. And PPR 29th, 20th, 25th, 14th, and 28th. So that's with pretty abysmal quarterback play. So we'll see if Jaden Daniels can help turn that around. And I'm still believe they're still looking for a wide receiver 2 in Washington. RIP Johan Dotson. Okay. All right. Anything else on the centers before we move along? All right. All right. Now, following up with this is the second. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say, so far, my predictions have gone in order. So let's see. Let's see if we can do it again.
I think this is where it's going to go off the rails, if I had to be honest. I think this is where the predictions start getting a little crazy, because there is a thought that this is a 7 to 8 team contender if you throw the centers in there. I know they're old or whatever, but they're in the freaking title game last year. So, but if they've been in the title game 2 years in a row. So if you throw them in there, there's a thought it's an 8-team contending league with how it's kind of laid out right now, total, as far as who you could reasonably see, win the championship. So I say all that to say this is where the jumbling starts. So coming in at number 7, and again, 4 spots lower than they were in 2023. They were ranked 3rd in 2023 going into the season. It is the Rocks Atlanta Renegades with quite the fall. If we look at the division, they are in the mid division no, they're not. They are in the division everybody wants to be in, with the Evil Empire, the Gamblers, and the Sinners. If we look at their draft, it was quite the draft from the Renegades. 6 picks in total. Ladd McConkey at 13, Xavier Legette at 20, Ray Davis at 32, Adrian Cooper at 37. What's the running back? Oh, I'm asking the wrong guy. The Lions running back, rookie running back. How do you say his last name? Vacky. Vacky? Yeah.
Vacky, I don't know.
Yes.
Something.
Oh.
Vacky. Let's go with Vacky.
All right. Vacky. All right. Pick 58, Jared Verse. All right. So what is our opinion on, again, this is a team that's, kind of solid at quarterback. It doesn't have like real superstars there, but, solid, dependable. I believe it's still Tua, Stafford, and Goff.
I don't get the hate for this team. I love this team. I
don't
think it's
either.
really good. They're running
This
back.
is my championship pick a year ago.
Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon, David Montgomery.
Yeah.
They got more too. I mean, what? Like, I ranked them 5th. Solid team with depth.
Oh,
Might want to get rid of one of his kickers. He does have 2 kickers. Running backs are
Never be
getting
too
older,
careful.
but should still be good this year, and he has a chance to win it all. He has a chance.
This
to win
is.
it all.
Let me say this real quick.
The hate.
This is our first team that did receive 1 first place vote. So somebody out there did rank this team number 1. Because another team ranked them 10th.
Wow.
The team that ranked them 10th will just say close to home. Close to home. Let's look at some notes. My biggest sleeper in the league. If Taylor stays healthy, Wilson gets steady QB play for once. Garrett Wilson, and Pitts arrives. Look out. That is, they do have Pitts and Wilson, who have in some ways had the same beginning. Well, Wilson has at least showed out. Pitts hasn't done that yet. But rough QB play holding them back in theory. I know that about Wilson. I'm not sure if that's the case with Pitts, but
even if Pitts sucks, he has TJ Hawkinson coming back after week 4. So will Eric's unshakable faith and relentless support be enough to propel the Renegades back to the Final Four for the first time in a decade, or will they remain trapped in their cycle of near misses? This season promises to be a true test of both patience and passion for Eric and his team. Will this once again be the, oh no, I didn't know this was coming. Will this be the same old Renegades? Oh my God. Oh.
What a shot.
Oh, what a shot to the heart. Let's see. Another Renegades rating here that is their actual rating, so they're not on there. Solid team with depth. Oh, you already did that one. I'm going to keep doing that to you. Very strong roster, top to bottom. Strongest bench in the league. Oh, there's only one GM that's looking at that in the league, and 2 starters on IR. So we have our first depth mention. This team could be top 3 if anything, if everything hits right for them. Going to come down to QB, and can have Tua and Goff put up big numbers. I will say this: Jared Goff in redraft until this gets to the playoffs is my favorite QB, like steady your team guy in Superflex. Again, only plays outside 3 times in the first 17 weeks, or outside 3 times in the first 17 weeks. He is set up to just light up in turf all season long. So I really think he's going to be just another year in the system. We're thinking a Jameson Williams. Somehow, I don't know how this has happened, but it's everywhere. The Jameson Williams is a lot of people's favorite breakout candidate. I don't know. I mean, I guess it just seems like that's being called for without no one not seeing it yet. But that'll help Goff, quite a bit. What is it?
It'd be his first year playing the whole season, right?
I mean, they've been raving about him all preseason.
Yeah.
And if you look what he did at the end of the season, even against the Niners in that championship game, he was outstanding.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he was. I remember when. What team are you still? Do you still have him? Is he still a daggone river rat?
Yeah.
That's a miracle. I mean, Bryce Young gets shown the door, but Jameson Williams gets held tight. Is that what we're saying right now?
Well, the league was trying to punish the man for stupid stuff. So
it did. He was my favorite pick in that draft. When you picked him, I was like, that's it. But since then, it's obviously not gone according to plan. But I just figured that was
going to this year.
Coast. There we go. All right. Anything else on the Renegades? This was the first surprise, but he did get a first place vote.
Yeah.
And he got a first place vote, and then it's a bunch of 6s and 7s and 5s and 7s. And then the 10 took away from the 1. And there you go.
I would love to know who ranked him 1.
That would be the Kanawha County Kings. I mean, these are going to come out. Like, I'm going to share the thing. Like, because we're not in witness protection. Like, I'm going to, people put on their big boy pants. Like, I'm going to share the thing. So it was the Kings that ranked him 1.
All right.
I really like his bowl prediction as well. These guys really came through with their bowl prediction this year. It is as bold as it comes. And if you can bet this, it'll be I probably should have gave this more attention. This might be up here with Bryce Young. David Montgomery leads the NFL in touchdowns. Touchdowns all the way around. Receiving, running, touchdowns.
Nah, I can't see that.
It's hard for me to see that and Gibbs ascend. It's hard for me to see and Jameson Williams be better. And it's hard for me to see all of this happen. I mean, I know the offense is going to be great. That's a lot happening.
Yeah. I don't see it.
Well, okay, then. That's that, isn't it, Detroit? If you don't see it, then what can we do?
Exactly.
All right, so those are the 2 biggest fallers, the Sinners and the Renegades, both falling 4 spots from the previous year. All right, coming in at number 5. And I believe also receiving 1 first place vote. Let me make sure I am correct. Yes, 1 first place vote. It is the very interesting Dogtown Dobermans at number 5.
There's another.
So I told you, once we get to these things, when we get, has there been? That's crazy. Yeah. Number 5, the Dogtown Dobermans. Let's see. They are in. That has to be the mid division, right? It is with the River Rats, the Wampus Cats, and the Lumberjacks. That's fun to say. Looking at their draft, the Dobermans only picked their own picks, if I'm reading this right. Like, they did not trade any of their picks. They traded them away. They didn't trade for any of the picks that they made, if that makes sense. The Sinners the only other team to do so, I think. Number 9, Brian Thomas Jr. A little bit of a surprise for him. Number 34, Bucky Irving, the backup running back to the Bucks. 48, the Terrion Arnold, the very much touted DB for the Lions. And number 61, Aeneas Smith, wide receiver Eagle. So we're a little homer at the end there, as you do. Fellas, this team, we all know what this team is. This team is a hero running back and 2 stud quarterbacks. Can they stay healthy? That it really is the calling card of this team. It is Christian McCaffrey. It is Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. Like, that's it.
Yep. I think that's what I put in my notes too. It depends on what he gets out of like Javonte Williams. I don't know about Kamara.
That's a big question.
Yeah. So, and he did get Calvin Ridley. So
he did.
And some people are high on the Jag. So,
well, he's not a Jag, which is important to know. He is a Titan.
Oh,
are you talking about Brian Thomas?
Titan, sorry.
I tried to. I could have saved you. I could have saved you twice right there, and still accidentally threw you under. My bad. That's on me.
I meant Brian Thomas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just one of those teams. Like those three guys are going to really carry him. So if he gets any production from anybody else, he's going to be dangerous.
Matt, what do you think?
And
Yeah,
I
I
guess
just
that's
said
it.
he's got great QB. He's CMC. He's got some wide receiver potential, not much else. He looks destined to be the winner of the Biggest Loser trophy.
Isn't that two people that are destined to win it
Nice.
that you've said?
No, I said the Lumberjacks were second place for the runner-up
Oh,
to the Biggest Loser
they're
trophy.
the biggest loser
Eighth
to the biggest
place,
loser.
which would mean I put the Dobermans at 7th place.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Lumberjacks are the runner-up to the Biggest Loser, and the Dobermans are the Biggest Loser this year.
Joe Burrow, 25th,
I think Brian
7th,
Thomas could be
4th,
great.
and 25th. That's his finishes. Now, it's just health, we assume, right, with Joe Burrow?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's look at some notes for the Dobermans. Reed and his Dogtown Dobermans are back in the spotlight. It's no surprise that Reed is sporting his new I knew this was going to come. He's sporting his new sunglasses. After all, his future is looking incredibly bright. The Dobermans, who dominated back-to-back championships in 2013 and 14, have been out of the title picture for a while, but the tides are turning. Can they recapture their championship form and add another title to their storied legacy? 2024 season holds the answer. Matt went through his. We have this one here, I think, somewhere. Oh, big 3 stars in Allen, Burrow, and CMC. Not really sure why I put them second, but not going back now. I'll read Eric's on the fly. This is a mistake. Not a lot of depth. One CMC injury away from not being in the playoffs. Proofread Eric's breakdowns next time. Note this down.
Who's Eric? Do you mean the Renegade?
Oh, sorry. Proofread the Renegades. Very sus about this team. A lot of question marks and not a good bench. There's only one GM that constantly mentions bench yet again, and we know who that is. Oh, my God. Yeah, you already noted on that. And one more thing. Relies heavy on a 3-headed monster, but was last year his best shot. Allen and CMC had insane seasons. Can everyone stay healthy for a run? Let me ask a question about Josh Allen. Weapons gone for the most part. That can go one or two ways, especially with a mobile quarterback. Sometimes that can put them in nuclear territory because they run much more. He's not getting up there in age, but as these the quarterbacks get older, they tend to run less and less because they trust their arm more and more. As they get in the NFL, you see it all the time. Do we think Josh Allen, I mean, it's QB1, 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 QB1. Is he QB1 yet again this season?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Change.
No weapons?
What? I don't understand the no weapons. He lost Stephon Diggs, who was bitter piece of crap.
Hold on. Matt, hold on. I'm sorry, Matt. Now. Who are his weapons, man? I'm sorry. Go through them real quick. Your favorite? Yeah. I'm sorry. How dare I?
I'll just say his number one weapon is Dalton Kincaid. It's going to be amazing this year.
Who plays 4? Who plays 4?
And James Cook.
Who plays 4?
Will be a running back, top 5 running back this year. James Cook plays for the Hurricane Wampus Cats.
Oh, that's right. I apologize. I did forget one there.
There you go.
I did forget that.
Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
Keon Coleman. I'm just surrounded by Josh. And he has Khalil Shakir, so I can get in on it. Khalil Shakir's on this team.
It's like saying Peyton Manning lost his weapons. It's Josh Allen. Every guy that plays with him, they will become a weapon this year.
He is the weapon.
I have zero concerns about Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, a fellow Jaguar.
Don't you come at a Jag like that?
Who cares that he lost them?
Stanley,
who cares that he lost them, though? Like, Josh Allen will still be great, and the guys around him will be great.
I'm curious what the Dogtown Dobermans, what their bold prediction was.
Oh, their bold prediction is actually, it has a hint of the Zen Masters bold prediction with something cool and then a little negativity at the end for God only knows why. I don't know why they did that, but let's see, the Dobermans bold prediction is Calvin Ridley. I really like this one. Will lead the league in receptions, but will still fail to score 10 touchdowns. Really don't have to add the negative part B to that. You could just say he can make receptions and it's a bold prediction, and it's awesome. But
I like it.
Yes, I do like that one. It is very possible. We'll see what DeAndre Hopkins has to say about that. We'll see if they really will turn Will Levis loose this much, like a lot of people are predicting. But he does have that mix of seemingly a quarterback that will sling it and a bad defense, which is a good
I don't think it's
combo
going to
have
happen.
in
But
fantasy.
I like it.
I mean,
it's a bold prediction.
Calvin Ridley needs to learn how to run routes and catch the ball and not drop it. If he's
Calvin Ridley is the smoothest route runner I've ever seen. The Jags used him in horrible fashion.
No, he was terrible last year.
The Jags screwed him up.
They questioned his intelligence last year.
All right.
I mean, the man.
Let's move on.
He bet on a parlay. I didn't expect to call Calvin Ridley stupid on this podcast. All right.
I didn't call him stupid. I'm saying that's what they were saying.
I'm not calling you stupid. I'm just merely questioning your integrity or your intelligence and your integrity.
You cannot grasp the offense. I'm not calling you stupid, but you can't grasp it.
I'm not calling you stupid. I just don't think your brain works properly. Other than that, it's good. Next up, this person was ranked 6th in 2023, got his first franchise playoff win, and is ranked 5th going into 2024. It is the Hurricane Wampus Cats at number 5, receiving, I don't know why I'm doing this now when I haven't done it for anybody else, 47 of the total votes. Let's take a look. This division is the mid division with the Dobermans, the River Rats, and the Lumberjacks. Let's take a look at his draft picks. It's only one. It is number 18th pick, Ricky Pearsall. Recently in the news, it seems like he's going to be okay after being shot yesterday through the chest and out the back. Missed all the vital organs. His mother says he is extremely lucky still, to be in such good shape. It's absolutely insane. What do we feel about the Wampus Cats? They did dethrone the commish. They eliminated the commish and the Evil Empire from the playoffs last year. What do we think about the Hurricane Wampus Cats and our 5th place team?
I'll say this. What the roster is not showing is, this guy's good. He's got great starters. He's got a questionable bench. What it is
stay with us.
First round pick. And the way that this league works, he will trade those in the midseason and get some solid studs to win this year. He has a great shot at doing that if he works his trade magic the right way. And he is the king of trades. Him and the Kings love to make the trades with everybody. And if he does it right, if he gets rid of those 4 2025 first this year, he could win the championship this year. Or he could, he could also trade all 4 of those 2025 first for future Hall of Fame GOAT Drake May. But that's it.
I absolutely love it. Detroit, anything on the Wampus Cats?
Yeah, his team's pretty strong. I love his wide receivers. Thing I don't like was he didn't get anybody that could help him this year. But like Matt said, he's loaded with future draft picks. His quarterback situation, I don't know. Herbert is Herbert. I think we've all think he's kind of.
Oh, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do years of telling this guy is the greatest thing ever, and now we all agree. We've all kind of said he's kind of average,
Can I finish? I'm talking. I don't know with him, with Jim Harbaugh as his coach now. That's going to be interesting to see. And then you got Kyler Murray as his other quarterback. So yeah, like Matt said, he needs to make a deal or something, and he could actually win it all. So.
I will say that there are a few people that I don't know how I'm doing this theme right now, but I am so huge on Kyler Murray this year. Again, offensive weapons, veteran, quarterback, and the crappy defense in a division that's going to score a lot of points. So I love that setup. I love, they add Marvin Harrison. It's not just Trey McBride anymore. So, Michael Wilson, James Conner, Trey Benson, all that stuff. So, Trey Benson. So, let's read some notes on the Wampus Cats. As draft night unfolded, Bustin found himself in a battle of wills against an elusive foe, the championship belt, gleaming and tantalizing from the commentary desk right in front of him. Bustin stared down the trophy with a mix of envy and determination, the belt's silent taunt echoing in his mind. This year, Bustin's resolve is unshakable. He's ready to pull out all the stops and unleash every trait at his disposal with a fierce commitment to overcoming the temptation and turning it into a triumph. Bustin is hell-bent on making the Wampus Cats 2024 KDFL champion. Been stacking talent for a minute, but never seems to come together. Had bad luck with injuries. Linebackers are legit. Needs Cook and Walker to level up. Herbert's season seems like a mystery. Let's see. Matt, you already read yours. Yes, you did. Okay. I'm scared to do this. This team almost made the playoffs last year with Kyler and a banged up Herbert, but he's always banged up. He should really look into trading Amon-Ra to Roxalana as well. Damn it. Really good defense. We like this team a lot. I love it. At the end of the Renegades, every one of theirs is, this isn't the right number, but because this one ends with probably should be 2, but he's a 4. Am I right? Which is tremendous. Okay. Let's see. The Wampus Cats. I like this. We're getting very bold with this prediction, but it does go in line with what we're saying. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, the overall wide receiver 1 on the season. And he is kind of going there. I mean, he's going like 3rd or 4th in redraft. You could see it.
It's not very bold, if you ask me.
Oh, man. He outdoes CeeDee Lamb. He outdoes Jamar Chase.
I mean, like you just said, redraft. He's like the 3rd or 4th receiver. So
he's one of those, and I'm trying to buck this trend of what we do, Matt, with Derrick Henry, with DK Metcalf, with all these people. He's one of those I just never trust to be able to keep doing it, and he's gonna do it again. It's a great system. He's the security blanket. So yeah. So all right. Oh, let's go. Team number 4. This team was ranked 8th going into 2023. And between their resilience and their patience, they come into this season. Oh, let's see. Did the Wampus Cats get a first place vote? They did not. They got a few seconds. This team did receive 1 first place vote. We'll get into that in a second. It is the Melbourne Mega Powers coming in at number 4. They're in the Mike and the Crumb Bums division with the Zen Masters, the Midnight Riders, and the Kings. Let's look at their draft picks. Let's see. Pick number 5, Roma Dunze. Pick number 17, Michael Penix. Pick 25, Blake Corum. Pick 30, linebacker Junior Colson. Pick 57, Carson Steele. And pick 62, Jerry Wiley already has been cut. Did not make it through our rigorous camp. Hate to see it. Let's see. Now, you might be asking yourself, how does one get a first place ranking for the Melbourne Mega Powers? It's kind of ridiculous, no?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, it pretty is.
Let's see if I
can I guess who did it?
You'll never guess who did it.
Really?
You will never guess who did it.
Or,
it was
sorry,
not.
The Wampus Cats.
It was not. Okay, I'm going to try to read this and see if it makes sense to you guys. Okay, so I broke down the teams. The reason why I love it is because it is not emotional. It's all math, baby. I broke down teams in the following categories. Offense, elite, very good, good starters or depth. I gave a rating of 1 to 10. Then I gave a rating of 1 through 10 for rating for D-line, linebacker, and DB. Then I gave a rating 1 through 10 for rookie class and future assets as a bonus. I don't know, because I could use trace pieces. I used multipliers to enhance what I thought the more important ratings were. I did not have it calculate the totals at the very end, so there was no bias with just numbers. And there it is. Mega Powers come out on top. And that is the all-time winningest team in the KDFL. That is the Evil Empire who did that.
I was going to say, who is this nerd?
Matt's like, wait a minute, did I do what happened here? Did I rank this Mega Powers number 1? No. So I think I sent him when he sent it, I said, is this some type of sick joke? I believe it was what I sent back to him. So if I have to talk about my own team, I hate to do that. I will talk about my own team if I have to.
Oh yeah.
It really is Anthony Richardson. Like, are you going to be some blowout like cheat code, or are you not, as far as going to the next step? And Jackson Smith and Jigba. He has to take it to the next level as well. New offensive coordinator, we'll see. That's really it. The running backs have to hold on to their mid-level, what they did last year. I mean, White was great last year, but I just want him to be around 10 to 14, and I'll be happy with what Rashad White does. But that's it.
When I looked at your team, I was really surprised about how good your defense is.
The defense did turn on last year.
It is hard to predict defense from year to year.
I agree.
You got some ballers on there. So
it did. Linebackers really got ridiculous.
Yeah. Even your
Let's
defensive backs
see.
are pretty good.
Hey, Brian Branch, let's do it, baby. Year 2.
That's right.
Let's
He's
fly
he's
around.
moved to safety too, so
That's what I want.
that's gonna
Yeah,
help
that's
him
what I want.
out.
Yeah. Richardson has to stay healthy, where Watson's lack of massages have ruined his game. A lot of solid guys. JSN and London need to go up a level as well. Obviously, I'm terrified for Drake London, but we'll see what happens with that. All right. In a startling twist of fate, Brett and his Melbourne Mega Powers have shed their long-standing reputation as the epitome of mediocrity, emerging as a top contender for the 2024 championship. Historically tethered to that 500 mark, the Mega Powers are now poised to defy expectations and capture their first gold since 2016. Brett, known for his ability to navigate the middle of the pack, has orchestrated a roster transformation that could break the cycle of mediocrity. He said that a lot. With a well-balanced team and a strategic edge, the Mega Powers are primed for a breakout season. Can Brett finally escape the 500 fate and lead the Mega Powers to glory? The 2024 season promises to be a defining one for this once ordinary franchise. Very solid team, but still needs cookies to crumble his way. Deep bench, imagine. Who could have said that? A lot of potential, but a lot of question marks too. Richardson has a ton of talent, but can he stay healthy? Rashad White will not finish as high as he did last year. And why is Trey Lance on anyone's roster? Let it go. It's fair. Matt, Mega Power thoughts, buddy.
All right, the Mega Powers. I said the guy refuses to trade anyone. I ranked you 3rd, so it's pretty good. Refuses to trade anyone, but I have to hand it to the team. You're looking strong. You've tended to fix up your running backs, but you might want to trade up for the Chiefs running back too, considering you have all the other ones on the team. I'll let you figure out who that guy's going to be. But I will say there's some other question marks. You mentioned JSN, which, he was what he was last year. The other question mark is Drake London. I don't think he's shown his wide receiver 1 potential. He scored 179 points last year. That's average 11 points a game. Like, that's nothing great for Drake London, what you drafted him at. Again, Anthony Richardson, huge question mark. I think you're going to struggle some with your QBs who you start, but overall, you have a chance. You have a chance to win it all. So
that kills me that
what
he has
do I
a
know?
chance to.
What
It's
the
killing
heck?
me.
All right.
Sorry.
No.
I think I'd rather have the Evil Empire win another title.
Oh my God, that's not true. All right. Bold prediction. I struggled with this one a little bit, but bold prediction is Roma Dunze will finish twice as good as Keenan Allen. I don't know how to say this. I want to say double his points, but that's a bit bold. So Keenan Allen finishes wide receiver 46. Roma Dunze will at least be 23. Something like that is what we had in mind. I really do think this is where like the cliff just falls off. Like this happens all the time. Great wide receiver goes to a new team. The cliff just comes for it. And I do know for this to be true, he's going to have to get hurt. I'm not wishing that on him, but for this pro prediction to happen, he's going to have to get hurt. I just think the transition.
Good chance that'll happen.
I just think the transition from Rome to being wide receiver 2 behind DJ Moore is not going to take as long as what people are saying. That's it. Okay, coming in at number 3, this team dropped a spot. They were second coming in to the season in 2023. But more importantly than that, it is the 2023 KDFL champion, Marmot Midnight Riders. Of course, they are in the Mike and the Crumbum division with the Zen Masters, the Kings, and the Mega Powers. If we take a look at their draft picks, it's only 3, all late in the draft. Jacob Cowing at 51, Jatavian Sanders at 59, and Jamari Thrash at 64. Gentlemen, is it a shock to you to see the most recent defending champion all the way down at spot number 3 in this year's power rankings? No respect.
It's a shock to me that he's all the way at number 3. I had him at 6. Just saying.
Number 1.
I'm just saying, like I said, I was like, so he made a bunch of trades last year and he won the championship. So now he can be in cruise control, which is exactly what you want to do. I'd be happy with that too. But I have questions on a lot of his starters. Aaron Rodgers, what's he going to do this year? Rashee Rice, is that guy? Can he do whatever he wants? He has there's no laws for Rashee Rice. He can play for whatever. Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams and Deebo Samuel are all 1 year older. So they're getting older.
wide receivers. They still should be great this year, but Kyron Williams is returning punts now. He has, and Najee Harris is his other running back. There is a lot of questionable guys on this team. He won the championship. He can go chill and relax for the next few years. I don't see it happening this year just based on all of those questionable guys that I mentioned. Maybe I'm an idiot, which I clearly am.
Let the record
based on my team
show.
and his team, but there's a lot of guys that have questionable guys on this team.
Let the record show that you were not the only sixth place vote.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, was I the
There
only
was-
first place vote?
No, there were 3. I was getting ready to hit that next. There were
Okay.
3 first place votes.
All right. Well, for me, I mean, he's the champ. So to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. So I kept him at
It
1.
never made
I
sense
still
to me
think-
because he quite literally did not do that.
No, makes
Okay.
no sense.
Go ahead.
What makes no sense?
He didn't beat the
Just because they
champ.
won the championship last
Busted
year
beat the
doesn't
champ.
mean that they got to be the champ.
I know the phrase.
he's
It
the
makes
champ.
sense. I get it. But yeah.
Well, I still believe, darn it. It's still real to me.
Still real to me. That's the third. That's the
Oh,
first
and-
one. There it is.
But
One
no,
last
yeah,
thing.
Go
Justin
ahead.
Fields, wasn't Justin Fields one of the main guys that he won the championship with last year? Like, that dude is irrelevant now. Okay,
I think we'll
that's all
see
I'm
Justin Fields this season as a starter.
saying. He is
Yeah, I
dead. He's out of the league in a year.
He's
I
dead.
don't
He
know.
killed him. Good God Almighty.
Good
He
God
killed him.
Almighty. But yeah, I still like his team. But you got Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be fine. I think he's going to come back with a vengeance. I don't know if it's going to be, or I know it's not going to be MVP Rodgers, but I think he's going to be pretty good. So I think he's going to be all right.
Some reviews. After several seasons of near misses and close calls, Mike and the Midnight Riders finally broke through, claiming their first ever KDFL championship last season. Strutting around the draft with his hard-earned championship belt slung over his shoulder, Mike knew the game had changed. The hunter has become the hunted. Now, with every rival gunning for his title, the pressure is on. Can Mike and his Midnight Riders fend off the competition and defend their crown, or will the target on their backs prove too heavy to bear? Ooh, nice little Easter egg right there. We put them first because they are the champs, strengths a lot, veteran players, which is really a weakness. These reviews. This team is really not first, of course, and will likely be a 6th seed at best. God, the Renegades. I love them. I love the Renegades.
Hey, we think the same.
Every ranking this is not the right ranking, but this is the ranking I've done. Oh, what else we have here? Midnight Riders. Oh, tired ass championship roster. Uninspiring running back room. Couple grandpa QBs fighting off arthritis. Ain't gonna cut it. That's the new rivalry building. That is the Kings coming at the Midnight Riders right there.
Ugh.
Absolutely tremendous. All right. Anything else on the Midnight Riders? This is a shocking development for the
No.
championship team. The lack of respect. So just for the record, we have
No,
ranked
it's
the
too
title
much
game.
respect.
Oh, that's true. We have ranked the title game 3rd and 8th last year.
So what's the
Is,
bold
uh,
prediction?
Oh, the bold prediction is actually a good one. I really like this one. Dontavian Wicks will be the wide receiver 1 for the Green Bay Packers. I really like that one because that's a pretty
Oh.
muddied wide receiver room. Looking for somebody to establish themselves. So I like that one. All right, number 2. Falling all the way down from a spot at number 1 last year. It's everyone's favorite commissioner, the evil
Oh,
Empire,
man.
and Jeremy Clark comes in at number 2 on the rankings. I'm stunned to figure out what Detroit's shocked about right now.
I'm mad because I know what number 1 is now.
Yes.
And now
Number
we gotta
1 is
listen
coming.
to him run his mouth.
He received the evil Empire received only 1 first place vote. And that was the Sinners that did that. So, I mean, you have to suck up somewhere. He chose to do it in the power rankings. We have no. Oh, let's do the everything here. He is, of course, in the division everybody wants to be in with the Renegades, the Gamblers, and the Sinners. Now, This is rare, but this is the key to the Evil Empire success. Let's read off these draft picks from a year in and year out contender. Here we go. Number 12, Jonathan Brooks. Number 15, Trey Benson. Number 23, Jalen Polk. Number 24, Ben Sinnott. Number 33, Jalen McMillan. Number 39, Roman Wilson. Number 41, Javon Baker. Number 42, Malachi Corley. Number 44, Will Shipley. That is a lot of draft picks. Again, this is a contender year in and year out that somehow keeps amassing draft picks. What are you doing, you morons? All right, what do we feel about the Evil Empire?
Don't like them.
I mean,
don't like the franchise.
team.
I like the person. Don't get me wrong. I think they're. I mean, obviously they're still going to be good. But do we think CJ is going to have the same kind of year he did last year?
I think he'll end up where he ended up. QB9, QB8, whatever he ended up.
I
think he's
thought he
gonna
won the
fall
MVP
outside.
last year based on everybody's thoughts on him.
Now we are a 5-point.
Saquon, Philly. I'm sorry. Go
Right.
ahead.
See, I don't know. They're fine. I don't trust Saquon in Philly because it just seems like too good to be true type thing.
Right.
Yeah. Now we are a 5-point touchdown league, 5-point passing touchdown, which does help Stroud quite a bit, but he does not. I mean, he doesn't run. So I think he was QB9 to 11, depending on what you had last year, and that was the greatest rookie season of all time. So I do worry about like a ceiling. He does have Jalen Hurts, which is almost the exact opposite of that. So that'll be pretty interesting to unfold. It does kind of feel in the weirdest way for somebody ranked number 2. It does kind of feel, and this is the vibe I've gotten from speaking with him as well, that this is almost like a make or break type deal. Like we're going to really start seeing the first Evil Empire rebuild if this season goes south in a hurry.
Well, he made a great trade to get that started next year.
Yeah, he's already got it started. So he's the only team that continuously can rebuild and contend at the same time.
Idiots in this league.
Listen,
Sorry.
Steady as a rock, needs to address running back 2 and probably will. Elite talent elsewhere. I do think you got to get to him before Jonathan Brooks comes into the fold because I think that could be a huge get. Evil Empire going to need some production from all the rookie running backs to be a top contender. Walked into that one with Detroit here. Hurts, Jefferson, Chase, Kelsey, and Stroud are big scorers. Barkley 2. Depth is kind of an issue. Some injury concerns. And then this is amazing. Ranking from the Kings, clear-cut favorites. Yet the Kings ranked them second, which was honestly just a miraculous thing. I do agree. No, I do what you're saying because they are possibly two different things. Like who do you think will win? Who's the strongest team is not the same. We'll say this. This is kind of a weird thing. It's a pet peeve of mine. In redraft, Justin Jefferson's value, now that we've arrived to the Evil Empire, we can hit on Justin Jefferson. His value seemingly went down when J.J. McCarthy went down, which is to say, like Sam Darnold, we're worried about that. The idea that we were so comfortable with J.J. McCarthy as a rookie quarterback being able to support Justin Jefferson, and we're not okay with Sam Darnold or even Nick Mullins doing this is like, that's what happened. Like, that's what makes you doubt Justin Jefferson is the fact that J.J. McCarthy went down in his rookie season.
Well, I don't like your tone
it's
about
his
J.J.
rookie
McCarthy.
deal. Like, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like he lost his coveted. It's not like Chase lost Burrow, which is what it kind of felt like was the sentiment out there. It's like, they lost their main guy. I think he's going to be very good. He's one of my favorite picks in the first round for where he went, as far as the quarterbacks. But this year, obviously, he's not going to do anything. So I just thought that was a weird sentiment that, Justin Jefferson, he doesn't have a quarterback. He didn't have a quarterback in theory for fantasy before.
That's true.
Matt, anything else on the Evil Empire? This man has been solemn in his Evil Empire.
Justin Jefferson will be great this year with Sam Darnold. I don't know why you mentioned the other QB in the league. Just saying, but it is like the rebuilding thing. He's in the same boat as the Midnight Riders with
Midnight Riders.
Sinners.
Yes, I love it. I got that to flip back to.
Yes, Midnight Riders. Cooper Kupp, Saquon. I mean, Saquon. I still think he'll be good in Philadelphia and stuff. But I don't know who said he needs to address the running back position. The guy just got handed the RB1 rookie, and the guy that is ranked 12th traded back and gave him the RB2 of the rookie draft. So I
He
think
did.
his running backs are going to be okay because, like you guys have mentioned, people will just hand him stuff. But whatever. Amari Cooper might be in a retirement home next year. Travis Kelce, for the love of God, go hang out with Taylor Swift or get out of the league. Like nobody wants to see you anymore. Leave. And a team that had, I feel like he's always been stacked at QBs. He only has Jalen Hurts and CJ Stroud now, which I know they're your two good QBs, but that is it. He has no other QB on his roster.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and Jalen could definitely get injured the way he plays. And Stroud, he's Justin Herbert 2.0 with the ridiculous media love that everybody gets. And Detroit mentioned earlier, all of us talked about Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Detroit. I still
on the Justin Herbert hill. CJ Stroud is climbing that hill of Justin Herbert's irrelevant ridiculousness that everybody loves. But either way, I still rank the Evil Empire 2, so they're probably win the championship.
What did I rank him as? I had the Evil Empire 3 is what I put him at. All right. The bold prediction for the Evil Empire. I do this one's kind of Jonathan Brooks will average 16 points per game after he's activated in week 5, which would be good enough for running back 8 last year. So we're expecting Jonathan Brooks to literally hit the ground running. All right. Let's get us over this godforsaken exercise we have to do once a year. This is the biggest leap from 7 in 2023 to 1 in 2024 by a clear margin. The Evil Empire had 31 points. This team has 20. It is the Kanawha County Kings, and they are, of course, in the Mike and Crumb Bum division with the Midnight Riders, the Zim Masters, and the Mega Powers. Let's take a look at their draft picks. Only 3 of them. 1.1, Marvin Harrison. And then with his Defensive Rookie of the Year commensurate pick, he gets Jordan Travis, the lauded, very highly projected, and definitely on everybody's big board quarterback for the Jets. And then at pick 40, he picks Luke McCaffrey, still chasing the love of CMC. Boys, what do we think about the Kings? This is an astonishing move up the charts from borderline playoff team to number 1 overall preseason ranking.
Go ahead, man. I'll let you
Me?
go.
Yeah. Whoever drafted all those running backs is a damn genius, is all I have to say about his team. God, they look great. And anyway, the team's stacked. He's got Lamar, he's got Brock Purdy. I do think one prediction, I think in a couple years or so, he might be regretting this Marvin Harrison pick that he was completely sold on for the past 3 months, did not even give Caleb Williams the thought of the day, not one thought at all.
Didn't even think
it was pretty bold of him to just immediately take Marvin Harrison. He's got Lamar, and he's got Brock Purdy, and he's got Derek Carr. Like, I would have strongly went towards Caleb Williams with this team because he's got other wide receivers too on his. He's got Brandon Ayuk sitting on the bench right now, so and Jordan Addison on the bench. So like, he's pretty well off at wide receiver. But they look great. The team looks great. I have him ranked number 1. I think they are the favorites to win, and the bench looks pretty good too. So he should be good. But we shall see.
He received 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first place votes, a bunch of seconds, and then 1 fifth. Yeah. Detroit?
Raider with the 5th.
What do you think?
Was it?
Oh, I love it.
I'll go with Nick.
No, I'm like, okay, yes, you can guess who it is. But yeah, so I was just kicking it to you because we're doing a show and I wanted to get your thoughts on the Kings.
My bad. Yeah, his team's pretty good. I mean, he was handed like the best receiver in the league. His running backs are pretty strong. I'm gonna say this. I still don't think Marvin Harrison is the best wide receiver in this draft. I really believe Neighbors will end up being the best receiver. I'm not saying that because Matt's on this podcast.
I'm saying that because
really high on Neighbors.
You could have took the best receiver.
It's not because he played at Ohio State or anything like that. But yeah, Matt makes a good point. I think I would have went quarterback there with that number 1 pick. But whatever. They're going to be contending, or they're going to be one of the best teams in this league, and they're going to let you know about it every second of the day. So I hope he fails miserably.
I think I'm 50-50 on what I mean, you're asking the Bears to get the quarterback right. It is a revolutionary prospect, but Marvin Harrison's the most can't miss since forever.
Yeah, but this is a quarterback league, though. That's what I'll say.
It is a quarterback. You're 100% right on that. Yeah, I mean, I am about 50-50. I would have agonized over this decision if I was the Kings and he didn't skip a beat. It was always Marvin Harrison
Well, you
Jr. no
didn't
matter what.
agonize about it, and you didn't agonize about it in salary. Anyways,
I did not. Went and got my man. Let's see. Could have really added some young stars in the draft, but traded for some great players. He has fleeced a few teams at the bottom of the league in some trades. Defense is not great, but overall good team. Should have not been in the playoffs last year, but we move forward. We have a clear-cut favorites. I've just read somebody's own of their own team. That was the Kings that said that. Obviously the favorite, the most fortunate guy in the league. He gets handed stars like nobody else. CD for a sandwich, and Matt's been offering him last year's best players for a year. This will aggravate him, so I hope you read it. That's all in real time. I did not know that said that. In the dramatic turn. God, in the dramatic turnaround that has taken the Kanawha County Kings from a rebuilding phase to championship contention, GM Tim has engineered a fantasy roster that's now a top contender for the KDFL crown. Central to his resurgence are dynamic quarterback duo Lamar Jackson and Brock Purdy. Jackson, with his explosive playmaking and dual threat ability, provides the high ceiling that can elevate Tim's squad week in and week out. Meanwhile, Purdy's efficient game manager prowess offers the stability needed to complement Jackson's flair. Together, they form a combination that has been potential to lead the Kings to their first ever KDFL championship. Tim's bold rebuild is paying off, and the Kings are now positioned to reign supreme. It was pretty long-winded.
Jeez.
Yeah. That is it. That's it. Oh, the bold prediction for the Kings. Brian Robinson. What'd you say?
No, never mind. Just forget. Move on.
No, I want to hear Detroit.
When you start talking, it's low at first, and then it comes in. So I can't always hear it.
Mine was, this is what I said about his team. Never seen someone talk so much crap who has never won anything. If Jacobs could be a top 10 running back like he was a few years ago, his team will be hard to beat. That's all I said.
I love it. When you start talking, you come in low at first, and then the mic grabs it. It's like it cancels it at first, and then it hears it. So I never hear the beginning what you say.
All right. Well, thanks for telling me 2 hours into the.
Well, we're dealing with it. The Kings. The Kings' bold prediction is Brian Robinson finishes as an RB1. I do think he's somewhat being slept on. I guess he seems to be forgotten about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's terrible. Okay.
All right. Well, on that positive note, there are the 2024 KDFL preseason rankings. Whew, this show has been long. So let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the game. Since we just talked about everybody's team, we're really not going to go too far into the weeds as far as what's happening here. All right, let's start off this week with the Battle of Florida, number 1. It is the Zen Masters visiting the Mega Powers. Matt, I'll go to you first, then Detroit, and then back to me with the picks.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, the Zen Masters are literally going to visit the Melbourne Mega Powers on Sunday for week 1. And the whole time, I am truly Zen this season. If I go 0-14, I will be happy. I do not care because I traded my entire team. And whoever those nasty comments earlier that I gave all my picks to Tim, hey, he had stuff to offer. I will happily trade anyone. Anyway, the Zen. I do think that, the Zen Masters, I have no idea how my team's going to produce. We're projected 213. I don't know if I'll end up at 150 or shoot over the 213. That Mega Powers, looking at the team, you're clearly stronger. The Mega Powers easily win this game. I don't even need to go through the players and stuff. But the whole time we watch this game, I am going to be Zen, and Brett will be stressing every single time one of my rookies does something. I cannot wait. It's going to be great. And if Zamir White goes off, he's going to be cussing Eric for trading him to me. And it's going to be beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah. Looking at these breakdowns, looks like you have the advantage at all the positions, but 2. And one of them is a kicker that goes to the edge for Matt.
No, they did Tyler Bass like that? I didn't know. Sorry, Detroit.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, it's not going to be very close. Matt's team will get better. I'm sorry, the Zen Masters will get better as the year goes on, as these rookies get some more playing. So, yeah, going to be an easy one for the Mega Powers.
There's a couple of things I'm interested in seeing in this one. Anthony Richardson, of course, and I want to see how much the Bills focus on Dalton Kincaid as the wide receiver one option. Those are two things that I'm highly interested in this matchup. All right, Mega Powers.
I will say
all right.
Chase
Okay.
Young too. I want to see how Chase Young does if he's actually back to form.
Yes,
'Cause he's
there's
projected
nothing
a
more I
very
want
low
to do
point.
than focus on the daggone Saints defensive line. You're right. How could I possibly have forgot?
Yeah, you're
The
see.
Saints.
Just wait.
That is interesting because I do want to see, Bryce Young with how he holds up with the offensive additions. But all right, next, let's go to the Evil Empire and the. Do I have this right? Evil Empire and the Sinners. Why can't I see them? There they are. Matt, take it away.
It's closer projected than I would think, 255 to 237. I mean, the Evil Empire. It's they win in every category except for running back. Jalen Hurts. As long as the Evil Empire are healthy, which they're fully healthy right now, they're going to be very hard to beat. And the Sinners, if they're fully healthy, I'm not concerned about them at all. So, the Evil Empire won this easily.
He's never going to pick the Sinners.
Yeah, it says it's only like a 18-point difference. I think it's going to be bigger than that. I don't think it's going to be close. Evil Empire.
A couple things I want to see on this one. It's a weird dynamic with Ramondre Stevenson this year because everybody says it's one of those few workhorse backs, but that O-line is terrible. So what wins out in that little debate? Because I could see him getting 8 to 10 points a week, and you happen to be happy with it. I do want to see Justin Jefferson with Sam Darnold. I don't think it'll be the fall off that a lot of people think. Again, JJ McCarthy, what the heck are we talking about? But I will also pick the Evil Empire. Next, let's go to the Renegades and the Gamblers. Oh, real quick, let me say this real quick. These projections, I think a lot of them are inflated for week one. I think the projection system doesn't know what to do. There's way too many 240s and 250s out there. That doesn't happen in this league that often like that. So I think some of these, obviously every week people exceed, people fall short. I think these projections overall will start to come down to earth a little bit. But Matt, take it away with the Renegades and the Gamblers.
Yeah, Renegades, Gamblers. This one's looking like a 30-point spread. Renegades 240, Gamblers 210. The one thing I want to see with the Renegades that I'm thinking about my team too, though, is the Dolphins and Jaguars. I think it should be a shootout. The Jaguars, some people on this podcast even saying the disrespect for the Jaguars right now is insanely ridiculous. I think it will be a high-scoring matchup, which means Tua and Jalen Waddle should both do pretty well. Which the Renegades, I don't think the Renegades need a whole lot to win this matchup, but that is the biggest one. I'm curious to see what happens. And the Gamblers, let's go Bo Nix against the Seahawks. See how he does.
It really is it.
He's got
Bo
DJ Moore
and
and
Bo.
Christian Kirk. DJ Moore can be a top wide receiver in the league. Christian Kirk, he has shown to be a solid wide receiver. So, he's going to need some miracles, though, to have a chance in this game.
I think this is our third game, and I think this is going to be our third blowout in a row. So I'm definitely taking the Renegades. I don't see this being close. I don't even know who the Gamblers could go off this week. They don't really have anybody. So that's all I got.
It feels like Gamblers could have two players go off. That's the only two I'm looking at. DJ Moore with Caleb, and then I want to see what Xavier Worthy if they take a couple of deep shots tonight with the Ravens. Also, with the Renegades, there's only one player I'm freaking looking at, and that is you, Kyle Pitts. Like, it is the year. You have your quarterback. You're healthy. You have your OC that you want. If this year isn't it for Kyle Pitts, you will see a fire sale away from him and never to be touched again if this year doesn't happen for Kyle Pitts. So I'm interested to see his usage there. Give me the Renegades, and I think we have not differentiated yet. Let's see if we differentiate in the next pick with the Elkview River Rats traveling down to Wake Forest to take on the Lumberjacks.
All right, close matchup, 235, 224. And I will say, as Brett just mentioned, the week one does seem overly inflated looking at these two teams and their projections. But who knows? Maybe we'll see. This is the Bryce Young Bowl.
Yeah, it is.
Revenge game out the gate.
Young gives them up. gives them up for what was it? Pick 15? Was that the
Yeah.
trade?
Keon Coleman.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe some boldness. I think it will be close because the Lumberjacks, their offensive position is the amazing Austin Eckler, who is 57 years old now, playing for the Commanders. So we'll see how he does this week. But I guess it'll probably be pretty close. I don't think it's going to be as soon as this is showing. I am going to go with the Lumberjacks.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? Yeah, this matchup is interesting. I'm glad I'm opening up with the Lumberjacks so I can maybe get out to a lead. My team's going to come down to somebody's got to produce besides the quarterbacks. Gibbs should be good. He's been banged up. I'm anxious to see what Spears is going to do and Singletary with the Giants. Wide receivers is just a complete question mark on my team. So, with that said, though, I'm picking myself, of course. We're taking down those the Wake Forest Lumberjacks.
Wake Forest. All right, and I'm looking at this. We finally have some differentiating opinions as far as the team, since you guys both took an opposite team. I want to see J-Mo. I want to see if he actually does have this expanded role and he's going to really produce, take over that Josh Reynolds spot for the Lions. And for the Lumberjacks, I said it earlier, Bryce Young. I mean, we got to see. We got to see if he takes somewhat of a step forward. It couldn't have went much worse. But I will always say this: if Stroud and him switch places, Young would look a lot more like Stroud than Stroud looked like Young. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been Stroud would not have been flourishing with the Panthers, and Young might have looked okay with the Texans. I'm not saying he would have had as good a season as Stroud, but I think it'd been a lot closer than when people want to think. I'm looking at this. This team is kind of led by Achane and Bijan. I don't know what Achane's usage is going to be out of the gate, and Bijan against Pittsburgh, that's always a tough defense. We'll see, but because of that, I'm giving the edge to the River Rats.
Woo!
All right,
my man.
All right, in the main event. Or in the sub-main event, we should say. There is no co-main event in week 1 because we all know what's coming. It is our highest projected game of the week. This is huge, 258-258. It's the Dogtown Doberman taking on the Hurricane Wampus Cats. Take it away, Matt.
Very close, 0.6 point spread differential. Although I don't think it's going to be this close. As I was saying with the rankings earlier, I think the Wampus Cats are clearly the favorite as of right now. Again, everybody's healthy week 1, so will Derrick Henry stay healthy all year? And Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's the biggest question mark. How's he going to do against the Raiders? Because I don't know how the Raiders' offense will be, but I do think that Raiders' defense is going to be solid this year. And Harbaugh, if he wants to run the ball, I don't know if Herbert's going to put up a lot this week. But the Wampus Cats are just too strong compared to the Dobermans. So I'm going Wampus Cats.
Yeah, like you said, the projections are like completely close here. It's like a 0.6 difference. I talked about it earlier. The Dobermans are headed by that 3-headed monster. His wide receivers worry me in this matchup. So I just think the Wampus Cats are a little bit stronger in the offense there. So I'm going to go with the Wampus Cats.
One other thing I want to look for the Dobermans is Alvin Kamara. Brett, you mentioned a little bit earlier. Like the Saints, for whatever reason, have an RB2 in the preseason, and I want to see how they do it. And it's Brett's favorite player, a Zen Master player that I never know when to start the guy or not. But Taysom Hill was running a ton in the preseason as their RB2. I don't know what that does to Alvin Kamara. I don't think I saw Alvin Kamara once in the preseason. I don't know if he was battling an injury or not, but I could see him falling a bit this season.
Yeah. I'm looking at these matchups, and I hate these matchups for the Dobermans. I don't see Burrow having to push the gas against the Patriots. I see the New Orleans game in Carolina being ugly. I hate that McCaffrey's getting the Jets. I really don't like hardly any of these matchups. I guess I like Josh Allen getting the Cardinals. That's going to have to be, and we're going to have Josh Allen go for well over 25, which is what he's projected. But all that being said, a lot is happening with the Wampus Cats. Kyler Murray gets the other side of that Bills matchup, which I love. I'm interested really to see if we get a healthy Mark Andrews in this matchup. I think Isaiah Likely is also on the Wampus Cats' bench, so they'll be able to plug that role either way. But I'm with you guys. I am going with the Wampus Cats to get the win.
Yeah, we do.
Now, so looking at this, here it is. It's the finale of week 1. It is what everybody dreams of hosting one day. It's banner night, where the Marmot Midnight Riders are hosting the Kanawha County Kings. The Kings will watch the Midnight Riders lower the banner, put the rings on. Matt, take it away. Who wins this week 1 KDFL game of the week?
Yeah. In the banner event for the Midnight Riders going against the new beloved team favorite, league favorite, the Kanawha County Kings. Kings have some fresh new faces led by Lamar Jackson of Brees Hall. I mean, I don't know. I can't. I ranked one team 6 and I ranked one team first. Week 1.
I think this is going to be a lot like last year's Kansas City Chiefs opening day. They're raising the banner, and then those young Detroit Lions came to town and took it to them and took that opening night. They're going to get that again like that this year with the Kings. They're going to go into Marmot and say, yeah, win your little championship. Whatever. We're here. This is our league now. And they're going to win.
It cut out a little bit. Matt, who did Matt pick? Did Matt pick the Kings?
Yeah, Kings.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know. It's probably going to come through on the recording, right? So, all right, look at this matchup. Another close one. Pat Mahomes of Baltimore. Don't love that. We'll see what Marvin Harrison does with that matchup with the Bills. Everybody's going to be all eyes on it. CeeDee Lamb currently projected out, which is why the King. I mean, he's got the contract, no? Yes, he's been paid. So I don't know why he's still at the out tag. So forget about that. He's projected points anyway. Really desperate to see how they use Rashee Rice now that we know he's going to be playing week 1. All that being said, look, it's banner night. We got the good juju. I am going with the Midnight Riders to get the win in week 1 and start the season off 1-0. And let me go ahead and stop sharing now. And that is it for your KDFL Week 1 predictions. Real quick before we sign off, one other change that we made. There is no more upset of the week. Each member of the podcast here is going to pick one over/under and then one side of a game line to go with. So, any last second thoughts, Matt? Take it away as you give us your games. Anything else you may have?
You got to tell me my games. I don't have my notes in front of me because
Absolutely love it.
phone.
Matt, it feels very strongly, so strongly that he remembered it. That he remembered it so well. He's doing Bears.
No,
mine.
I do know it. I know it. It was the Bengals.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. The Bears minus 4.5 against. Who are they playing? I don't have my notes in front of me.
I don't have more than. Isn't it the Giants? Oh, it's the Titans.
No, it's the Titans. And then the lock of the week. Lock of the week is the Bengals. What is the under of? What I don't know what it is. You got to tell me.
You're the over/under for your
Broncos.
over/under is the Seahawks and Broncos, and you have the under 42.
Under.
What I just said.
42, right?
Yeah, everything's all jumbled right now because the internet's crawling to the finish.
And then the last thing, it's a new season. So, as you all make fun of me for my 6-3 build in 5 seasons or however many seasons I've been in the league, I'll leave on this note. No matter how hard the past, you can always begin again.
Yes. Detroit, take it away. We're going to end this thing mercilessly.
All right. So for me, my lock is the Niners are minus 3.5 against the Jets. And throughout Aaron Rodgers' career, the Niners have pretty much owned him. So I'm definitely taking the Niners minus 3.5. And then for My over-under, I have the over 41.5 Raiders and Chargers. I think you're going to see about 50 points scored in that game for some reason. But it's been great. It's great to start off the season again. People, always remember right behind me here. Never forget, Brett sucks. And if you need a t-shirt like that, they're flying off the shelves. So get your orders in now.
All right. All right. I love what the people at home are saying right now because this thing is crawling to the finish. My picks, like I said, I go against my gut. I look what can't possibly win, and I bet it. So I'm going to take the Patriots getting 8.5 against Cincinnati. And then I think there's a lot of hope around the Falcons offense this year. New OC, they're at home versus Pittsburgh. That over-under is 42. So give me the under for the Falcons to come out of the gate sputtering as per usual. So for Jonathan Detroit Haynes, for the Zinful Matt Smith, I'm Brett Steele. We will see you next week with KDFL Week 1 results and Week 2 predictions right here on the KDFL Dynasty Football Podcast.